We're back with another special edition of Retrospection section featuring Super School. The author, Jamie, has sent in the second half of this stunningly beautiful saga in which an unintentionally sociopathic character named Bindi navigates her life in a school for superpower kids, meets her estranged father, and falls in love. In this second installment, we continue to follow the adventures of Bindi and her friends as the conspiracy deepens in ways that should be predictable but somehow aren't. Sit back, relax, and cringe with us. So we're gonna reread the beginning of chapter 7, because all that was, existed of it was, one paragraph, but there was more. So, I'll start out. Chapter 7. Oh, and, for the few lines that Chaz has, I'm gonna read them, but then I'm gonna, go back later and replace them with a text-to-speech German accent to solve the problem that occurred in the last episode where we...
Oh boy.
Sounded Russian. I heard the footsteps they heard. Then they stopped right above the hatch. It squeaked open.
You okay?
My dad, the hatch opener, yelled in. I sighed in relief. Yeah, I said, recovering from that tense moment. He came down and said,
I heard that you guys got shot.
Still wide-eyed. Well, those three did, I said, pointing to Rebecca, Jackie, and Zach, and people in other dorms. What do you think it is? Rebecca asked. I don't know. Well, you guys can't move. Maybe it has to do with that, I said.
Yeah, maybe.
Dad said. That was an entire chapter.
I love that resolution.
Yeah. Maybe.
Chapter 8. We went upstairs after about 15 more minutes of talking. The men were gone and we relaxed.
I'm going back to my room.
My dad said after a while.
You guys stay safe, okay?
Sure, I replied. He walked through the door. I could see through the peephole him with pain and sadness on his face. I heard the shot. I had lost him forever and I didn't know why. Wait, what?
Yeah, he literally just got shot by the men.
What? What? Okay. Dad, I whispered. Dad! Ah! I screamed silently. I hurt everywhere. You okay? Cal asked. No, not really, I sniffled. Anything I can do for you? No, I'm good. Well, one thing. Comfort me, please, I said, hoping he would hug or even kiss me again. Guess what? He did. Both. He is so nice and loving.
30 seconds after her dad has been shot, and she's just
in front of her.
I hope that my boyfriend hugs me.
A week later, God will grant him a new soul, the priest said. The only black thing I had to wear was a really summery dress that had a hole in the middle. I am so sorry, the principal of my school said. But really, she didn't look sorry. She really looked happy. Did she arrange the men in weird suits? Also, what kind of priest is this? God will grant him a new soul? What religion is that?
Chapter 9. Weeks have passed, wrong form of past, and the men did not come back. I can't bear to go to school, so I don't. I was a little lonely. I decided that I should really have my real name, Bindi. After about 2 more weeks, I recovered from my dad dying.
I mean, to be fair, she didn't see him for years and years and years.
Not that I will ever forget. I never got why they shot him. And guess what? The men came back. Only to visit, though. Not to attack us. I got introduced to them. One, the leader, was called Controlled One. I learned they were robots, and they were testing the kids to see if they were properly fed and healthy. Of course. Yeah, that's what they were doing. Yeah, right.
Why do all of the stories we read end up with people who are secretly robots?
I don't know. But you were just getting over the fact that your dad died. Why would you change your name just so you don't forget him? Jackie asked. Because I don't want to forget. I want to remember him as a great dad, I replied. But was he? Before you found him, or before he died? I know this is hard for you. My dad died too. Whose dad hasn't died around here? The principal's. She and I laughed until Cal said to just go to bed.
I'm so confused.
Me too.
Everything's just happening.
I know.
And none of it's affecting anything else. It's just happening. Independently.
Yeah, exactly. It's this whole story is in a vacuum.
Every single event that happens is a completely new story from the ones before, because the other bits aren't affecting what's happening. Her dad died. The only effect that's had is that he's not going to be in the rest of the story.
Pretty much.
No one seems upset about this. Chapter 10. Bindi! Jackie yelled. What? I asked. 1, you messed up my cards, and 2, you didn't flush, she screamed. Okay, 1, how did I? 2, that wasn't me, I said back. 1, you didn't put them back in order. 2, then who did it? So what? And probably Rebecca if it wasn't you or me, I screamed. Okay, both of you stop. It was me and Jackie. It's fun to reorganize cards, Rebecca said, trying to stop us. We just stared at her. She was so quiet that it was so weird for her to do that. What cards are we talking about?
It's never explained.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Maybe they're Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or something.
Greeting cards. Neopets trading card game cards. Whoa, I said. That was strange. Yeah, Jackie agreed. Cal, I said when he walked in. Hi, he said back in a sad voice. How did the meeting go, I asked. Well, Zach is expelled, he said. What? Rebecca said, knowing that everyone knew she liked him. Sorry, Cal said. But how? I asked while Rebecca was out of breath and laying on her bed. Well, he asked why the men came, and when the principal replied that she could not tell him, he attacked her, he said. Oh, I said back, trying not to look at him. Wait, where were you that day when we were gone? He asked. Just talking to the principal, I replied. About what?
I think they're talking about the day when the, robot guys came and she was introduced to them.
Okay.
I think. Chapter 11. Ah, screamed Jackie. The guys are back. They are? I screamed back. Yeah, and they are heading here, she screamed as she came running into the room. Get behind me, everyone, I said. They came marching in. Stop, I said as they walked towards us. They suddenly dropped to the floor. Don't ask me how I knew to do that, I said to my roommates as they stared at the men laying on the floor. 30 minutes later. So you know about the guys? Cal asked. Yeah, I replied. Why? How? He asked. Let it come to you. The day I was gone, I said. Oh, he said. I get it. You were told by the principal about the guy. Oh, yeah, see, I was right.
Okay.
The day that she was meeting the guys in the principal's office. You were told by the principal about the guys. Yeah, they're robots. Robots? Yep, robots. That's weird. Yeah, it is.
I don't even, have comments on this. It's not even, bad enough to comment. It's just there's not anything happening. Chapter 12. 5 years later. The robots came back once every year, but never came with shots. Instead, they came with little pills that they gave us. Then they put us in a big room and made us use our powers against each other until we got tired and dropped. I am now 18 and getting used to having the pills and used to my power till we all fall down. Cal is 20 and also used to the treatment. I'm still not sure why they are doing this to us. I'm going to my room, I said. Why, we are going to play hide and go seek, Rebecca asked. She was 17 and seemed like a little sister to me. Okay, well, I'll play on one condition. We can hide anywhere, I replied. Oh, okay, I'm it, Jackie said. 1, 2, 3. Shh, I said to Cal as we hid in his room. I know, he whispered. We looked at each other right in the eyes. Haha, I found you, said Jackie. Yep, you sure did, I said.
End of chapter.
That's it. That was a thing that happened. This is literally slice of life vignettes with this background of this kind of horrifying background of anyone who's found to have powers is forcibly shipped off to this school where robots make them take pills and fight each other. And that's mentioned for a sentence in the background of them playing hide and seek.
I think it was supposed to be oh, we're gonna go hide in Cal's room and then we're gonna make out, but then it didn't occur.
But it wasn't mentioned. All of this is happening in the author's head and only the dialogue makes it to the page.
Yeah, exactly.
None of the actual narrative of what's supposed to be happening is actually happening.
That's the fate that befalls a lot of stories when people write them when they're young, is it's really vivid in their heads and then they put it down on paper and it's they don't execute it well enough to make the vision come to life.
That's true. You know what's interesting? When I was younger, I was super, super into Harry Potter and I read the first book probably 20 times in a couple years. It got to the point I knew it so well, I would only read the dialogue.
Oh.
Just for fun. I
That is
knew exactly
interesting.
what was happening, so I would just read the dialogue and pretend it was a movie and picture the rest in my head.
Yeah.
That's basically what this is
Yeah,
only
just
reading
the reverse.
dialogue.
Instead of reading it, it's
And,
vivid in her head, so she just writes the dialogue.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Chapter 13. Whoa! Oh my gosh! I screamed. Okay, I know it's weird, but you were meant to lead, the principal of my school, Mrs. Ann Black said. Okay, maximum ride.
What, Anne Black? Is that someone from that? Or is it meant to lead?
The meant to lead thing.
And you, Max, are a success.
There is a person named Anne in the series, but I can't remember what her last name is. I don't think so. I just woke up in the middle of the night and I could see and hear you talking on the other half of my school in my mind, I explained. Now, if you want, I can make a team and you can become superheroes, she said with a smirk on her face. Well, maybe we could just practice for a while, I replied, but I want my roommates on my team.
And they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Okay, Mrs. Ann Black said, but you will need more than that. Scene break. Ow, that hurts, screamed Jackie. Ow, what exactly are you doing? I am getting you measured for your suits, the robot said. There's ellipses in between every one of those words.
That's actually a good way to convey that. I'm impressed by that.
Better that. I mean, that's like showing, not telling.
Yeah, for a 10-year-old, that's really good.
Yeah. Suits? Cool, Jackie exclaimed. Yeah, but it's not all fun and games. We're becoming superheroes, Cal said. Yeah, I know. Wait, how are we going to get to where we're going? Jackie asked. By your suits, Mrs. Black said, but not Rebecca or Asia. They can use their powers. My name is Bindi. End of chapter.
Chapter 14. Whoa. That is awesome, I said. I feel really weird. Pop. Pop. Pop, I said as I transported. I was up in the air. As I was falling, I transported up in the air again. Again and again I went as everybody watched me fly and fall and fly and fall again. It's like in Portal.
Right?
Where you put a portal on the ground and then one on the ceiling and you just
Fling yourself.
I love it, I screamed. It's like flying, but not. Okay, here is the rest of your team, Mrs. Black said, directing Roxy and a boy that was so cute like Cal, but he didn't look like him into the room. His name is Slater, Mrs. Black said. He had brown hair and brown eyes, no freckles, and something in his smile caught my attention. Oh, nice to meet you. My name is Bindi, I said, snapping back to the conversation. Yes, I know, Slater said. Hey, Bindi, we, have to go, practice, Cal said, wrapping his arm around me and keeping a glare that seemed to be saying, get away from my girl, on Slater. Oh, bye, I said to Slater. We stayed silent until Cal said, what was that? I don't know. We don't have practice, I said. The way you looked at him. Seriously, Asia. I started to tear up. Bindi! Wow, everyone's really terrible about that.
Chapter 15. I found my dad's wedding ring today. I never met my mom. I don't know what happened. The ring was in the box he gave me on my 4th birthday. His ring was plain, with a gold band over the silver part. Whoa, a voice from behind me said. Ah! Oh my gosh, you scared me, I said to the voice behind me. Hee hee, Slater, or the voice behind me said. Actually, wait, I can't just say hee hee. Hee hee, Slater, or the voice behind me said.
That's Slater's laugh now.
Slater, or the voice behind me said. Yeah, this is my dad's wedding ring, I said as I looked back to find Slater looking me in the eyes. Slater, I have to break it to you. Cal and I are, well, I tried to say. Engaged, he asked. Oh no, not yet at least, I replied. Good, that'd be weird at 18, he said. Yep. It's not that weird. My cousins got engaged when they were 16 and got married when they were 18. Chill your shit.
He's 20. Cal is.
Yeah.
But...
Okay, but even I do that in the Rangers where I'm like, they're getting married and then they're like, Corinne, don't you think you're a little young? And she's like, I'm 18, I'm an adult. And they're like, still. When you're a little kid, it feels weird to have somebody being married before they're like 30.
Really?
I don't know. That was just like the age that I thought everybody got married.
Like, I'm 24 and I don't feel like an adult.
No, me neither.
Like, sometimes I do, but like everyone who's older than me, I'm just like, they're the real grown-ups.
Right? I'm like, okay, I technically, legally am an adult. Like,
but
I'm 23.
Here I am, sitting in my pajamas, eating cake for lunch. Am I an adult? The law says yes.
The law says yes, but the cake says no. The cake is a lie.
Cake and grief counseling will be available at the conclusion of the test.
Wow, this episode's really Portal themed.
It really is. Honestly, the cake is more truthful than the law.
The cake is more truthful than the law. I want that on a t-shirt. You get your tattoo that says, he died by screaming at me. He got a heart attack and didn't survive. I'll get a tattoo that says, the cake is more truthful than the law.
Okay, no, that's not fair. Because yours is actually a cool reference to something and also, like, subversive. The law is corrupt and stuff. And mine's just a 10-year-old sentence. That's not fair. If I'm getting a word salad tattoo, it has to be kind of cool.
Fine.
I would get, like, those memes of, there's, like, posts on Tumblr and Reddit and stuff like that that's like, These are the most powerful sentences ever, and you'd think they're from classic literature, but they're from, like, memes. Found one. I have it bookmarked. I will face God and walk backwards into hell. I'll do whatever you want, then perish. I have been through hell and come out singing. There are no gods here. Do I look like the kind of man who dies? Impudent of you to assume I will meet a mortal end. Bury me shallow, I'll be back.
Oh my god, I like that one.
I know, right? That one's so raw.
My favorite one is, does God stay in heaven because he too fears what he has created?
And it's from Spy Kids too!
Yeah.
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
It's Steve Buscemi living on an island with, like, pocket-sized giraffes. Chapter 16. Do you ever think of marriage? Cal asked. No. Why? I said. Could this be a way of asking, will you marry me? I was thinking that after this superhero thing, we could settle down and, marry, he said. But, I sighed. But what? I love you. Love? Why this early? Slater, I said, but he cut me off.
It's been 5 years!
Right?
They've been dating for 5 years!
Slater? What does this have to do with Slater? He said. You seem so... Yes, I said. Yes. Yes what? Yes to marrying, he asked. No, yes to love. What is that supposed to mean? He called after me as I was trying to escape. Keep it this way. Scene break. What? Jackie asked. Well, it's certainly nice, I said, laughing. Okay, it's not that bad, she said. Yeah, it is, I said, laughing my head off at her dress for the dance tonight. Ugh, I hate it but love it, she said, looking at her bright green with long sleeves and sparkles and beads on the neck dress in the mirror. Ooh, that's a description.
I love it.
I was going in a light blue dress with drips of sparkles down it. I was going with Slater. Oh, well, that's a twist.
Drama.
She just said, keep it this way. I thought that meant just keep dating Cal.
Yeah, she is. She's dating Cal, but she's going with Slater.
Whoa, is this General Hospital?
Right? I told you this shit's not predictable. I was like, what?
I know, I thought Slater was gonna be like the tease.
Yeah, nope. She's literally like, I'm dating Cal, but I'm going to the dance with Slater. It's fine.
Ooh.
I'm not with my boyfriend of 5 years, with this random new person I met, without my boyfriend's consent.
What the frick frack diddly dack paddywhack snick snack crack pack slack knack quarterback crackerjack biofeedback backtrack thumbtack sidetrack tic tac does she think she is doing?
Chapter 17. Do you want to dance? I asked Slater. Oh wait, no, that's her voice. Do you want to dance? I
That
asked
was just like murder.
Do you want to dance?
Do you want to dance? I asked Slater. He said, let me rephrase that. Sorry, it's literally spelled like strawberry in French.
For people who don't speak French, like me, it's spelled R-E-F-R-A-I-S-E.
Fraise in French means strawberry, so she's saying...
I figured that out when you said that.
Let me
It's really
rephrase
similar
that.
in Spanish.
Let me rephrase that. Let's dance, I said, dragging Slater to the dance floor. It started out slow. We suddenly were out in the middle of a circle of people. You're good, I said. So are you. The song turned into an upbeat Mexican song. Oh, that's so sad. Alexa, play Despacito.
Ah, you beat me to it by a millisecond. I literally took a breath to say that. I hate you.
I knew you were gonna say that, so I had to beat you to
I
it.
hate you. Oh my god. Okay.
Woo! Everyone screamed when we were done. I smiled. Okay, one more, I said. Fine. The next song was a little more lovey-dovey. We danced back and forth. Stop, Cal said, barging in. Slater, that's my date. No, it's not, Slater replied. Slater, just let him have this dance, okay, I said. What? She's terrible. Fine, he said. Okay, so now it was Cal and I. Same song. I leaned against him. Perfect song. It goes, you heard sorry too many times.
I need to look up what song this is. Rob Humphreys, Too Many Times?
Yes, and it's the most 2009 thing I've ever heard in my life.
'Cause you've heard sorry too many times.
I told you.
Oof. This is the most 2009 country song I've heard in my life.
I backed away a little bit and started to tear up. Can I say it one more time, I asked. What, he said. Yes, I replied. Yes, he said with a smile on his face. Yes to marriage, I said.
Chapter 18. You will do as I say, Mrs. Black said, getting angry because I told her I was getting married. I make my own orders, I said, glaring at her. Get the robots, she said into her walkie-talkie. I know how to stop them, I said. Do you? She replied. Bang, bang, bang. Oh my god, I screamed. I'm being... I said, my mouth being covered with a cloth. Ah!
What the heck? I can't... What is the banging and why is she eyeing?
I know, I felt wrong making that noise. 3 hours later. Anytime I see like a however much time later, SpongeBob just comes back to me in full force.
Thousands of tears later.
Where am I asked when I woke up. You're in what we lovingly call the basement, but it's really an operation room, said a voice. It was pitch black in there. Is it too secret, or can you tell me what you're going to do to me? I asked, noticing I was wrapped in leather straps on a table. Oh, we can tell you, another voice said. Okay, first we are going to knock you out, then we are putting something in you. We can't tell you what, Mrs. Black said, coming into sight. Their gonad put something unnatural in you.
No, don't do this. We've got to eventually read that on here because...
Oh boy, yeah, we do.
Just take a shot every time it says gonad instead of gonna.
Ooh,
for
that's
listeners,
dangerous.
We are talking about the infamous novel that I wrote. It's supposed to be a young adult drama novella about kids who live in like a rehab facility. And I self-published this. I have a physical copy of it, but the program's autocorrect thing did not recognize, or I forgot to input, add it to dictionary, the word gonna. So in the published physical version, it says gonad instead of gonna. And I've never been the same since.
And one sentence is, you're gonna put something unnatural on my face.
Your gonad put something unnatural on my face. That's what you can get tattooed on your body. Chapter 19. Okay, there we go. Mrs. Black's voice sounded weird. I just noticed that they knocked me out. I probably wasn't in the best shape. Huh? I asked. You can go back to your room now, she said. Okay, thanks, I replied. Scene break. When I got back to my room, Cal was completely covered in blankets on his bed. What happened to him? I asked. Oh my gosh, thank God, Cal said, running to me. We thought you were gone forever. Kissing me, he had tears in his eyes. Well, I'm here now, I replied. We looked at each other lovingly. There was a connection there. Cal backed up. What's wrong with your eyes? He asked. What do you mean? I asked back. Go look in the mirror, he replied. I did. My eyes were silver. Huh? I said to myself. What did they do to me?
Chapter 20. Ugh, it's one more thing to deal with. I hate my life now, I screamed at myself in the mirror. It's okay, Cupcake, Cal said. I collapsed in his arms. I still don't get it, he said, pushing me up. Well, sniff. They, sniff. Said they were going sniff. To put something sniff in me, so I said through sniffs. Really? I don't know what, though. Well, let's get going to practice, he replied. Okay, this is creepy, I said. Something inside me wasn't letting me transport. It was the weirdest feeling. My eyes, not able to use my powers, they were connected. I needed to talk to Mrs. Black. Wait, I just noticed something. Mrs. Black, she's married. What kind of freak would want to marry her? A guy crazy and not normal.
Oh shit. Get wrecked. Chapter 21. I kind of figured out what the weird colored eyes meant. It means I'm going to live the rest of my life mortal, and they're going to kick me out of the school. Hope not. Then I will never see Cal again, and we won't get married, and I'll be an old maid with no father, and hopefully not without a mother. Scene break. Cal, I said to tell him about the eyes. Yeah, he replied. I can't marry you, I said sadly. What? He asked. Well, I lost my powers, I replied sadly again. So? He asked. Well, you know the school doesn't keep kids that don't have powers, I said. Oh. Did they really kick you out yet? He asked. He looked miserable and appalled. Well, I said.
Chapter 22. No! I screamed. You could hear it through the school. I only know that because I heard tons of voices shouting, What was that? Dude, what was that for? Cal said. It worked, Mrs. Black said evilly. It was you? I said. Yes, now I have my own problems, so you may go pack your things, she said. Wait, I commanded. Who is your husband? Are you ready for a shock? She asked. Yes, I said. My husband is Joe, she said. Who's Joe?
Nobody knows.
Is this an existing character I forgot about?
No.
Okay.
I think it was like a red herring. Like you were expecting her to be her mom, and then no, it's Joe.
My husband is Joe, she said. Okay, I said, quite sure that Joe was strange. Anyway, you can't leave, Cal said, turning to me. I have to.
I don't belong in that world.
Oh, jeez.
I don't belong in that world.
Chapter 23. Shh, I said to Jackie. Bye, she whispered. I'll miss you guys, I said. Especially Cal. I'm sorry, Jackie said sadly. It's all right, I said. Bye. Okay, you should go, she replied. Give Cal an air kiss for me, I said, hugging her. Okay, bye, she said. I left and got into the bus that was bringing me home, quote unquote. I waved back at Jackie, the only one up at this time, 4 a.m. Scene break. The drive home was long, but I finally made it home. I hugged my foster parents and told them the great and terrible times I went to the collage in town about 1 year from coming home and saw some of my old friends there. What is this called? The teacher asked. A quadratic egation, I replied when she called on me. Very good, Bindi, the teacher complimented. Just then, someone busted into the classroom. It was the principal. I must see Bindi, now, he said. Okay, I said, following him to the office. There was a man there. He seemed familiar.
Oh boy.
You're never gonna believe this.
This is definitely a child writing because I think a college has a principal who will call you down to the office.
It's cute. It's quaint.
It is cute. Also, I love that the foster parents still exist. Like, we're mentioned again.
Yeah, like amazing continuity
just
there.
haven't seen you for 5 years, but we're still characters. Chapter 24. I never dated anyone after Cal. I don't know why, but maybe it's because he proposed to me. Anyway, back to the man in the office. His face, it was miserable. Bindi, you didn't say goodbye, he said. I knew then who it was. Cal! What? 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 You haven't seen him for a year, and you forget what your boyfriend of 5 years looked like?
Well, he probably just put gel in his hair, Rava. It's reasonable.
Oh, you should have known better.
Oh my god.
Right, you didn't say goodbye. I didn't know how to, I said, weeping. Is it possible you, he said. Yes, I replied. I could almost read his mind. Marry me, he seemed to be saying. We kissed, and I felt my heart crying tears of joy. My heart is always yours, he said. Ditto. Romantic.
Maybe Ditto can be our forever.
Oh, man.
Or is it maybe okay can be our I love you? Which one is it?
I don't know, but I like that maybe Ditto can be our forever.
Maybe that's what you could get tattooed. Chapter 25. I got dressed and got the coffee going. For some reason, Cal was gone. Oh my god, my wedding! It started at 10 a.m. Luckily, it was 6 a.m. I do, I said. My white dress had sparkles and little beads all over it, and it was very long. You may now kiss the bride, the priest said. It was the best day of my life. End of chapter.
Epilogue.
You're not ready for this ending.
I'm really not. Is that so? Cal asked. It is, I said in a movie voice. It is time. He and I were joking around with a movie we watched last night, cooking dinner at the same time.
This is that phenomenon we were talking about, where it's like hilarious to the author and like it makes zero sense.
It is. The phone rang. It was Mrs. Black. What do you want? I asked her. May I speak to Cal Berkeley, please? She replied. Okay. I didn't understand why. Hello, I heard Cal say. Yes, of course, I will. What? I asked him after he hung up. I have to go, he said, sounding worried. What aren't you telling me? I asked. I have work, he replied. He seemed nervous, and I could tell he was lying. Okay, don't get hurt, I replied, happy or pretending to be. 3 hours later.
16 paranoia-filled days later.
I'm home, I heard a voice. Good, where were you? I asked. Okay, when I got out of the SFGC, Mrs. Black promised me a job, he said. Okay, I replied. It was fine for almost 60 years when Cal died of a stroke. What?
I done told you.
For a while, I cried myself to sleep. Now I'm sitting in a chair reading books, but in all the books I've read, this is my favorite. What just happened? What is the SFGC? What is his job? Is he an assassin?
The school for gifted children, and no one fucking knows. It's never explained. That's the end of the book.
He just goes on a mission that's mysterious and makes him nervous, but he comes back and he's okay for 60 years until he dies of a stroke.
At least he didn't die by screaming at you, had a heart attack, and didn't survive.
Oh my god. Oh, that was a ride.
Well, to be fair, we know that, like, heart failure runs in his family. I hate this.
Oof. A stroke isn't a heart failure.
Oh, you're right. Fuck. Oh, no.
Get out, you
I could
fraud.
never be seen again. For a second, I just thought stroke was like a heart thing, but no. Okay, never mind. Or did he really die of a stroke? Maybe he died on a mission, and they passed it off as a stroke.
A convenient stroke.
We'll never know, because that is the end.
That's all she wrote. Literally.
That concludes Super School, a delightfully bad short story by Jamie. Stand by for a reaction video by the author herself, in which she answers some of the burning questions left behind in the text, including why Cal died.
And what actually happened in the text.
what the plot was. Until next time, you've been listening to Retrospection Section, and we'll assault you again soon with more of the Generation series.
Assuming we don't wait 60 years and die of a stroke.